Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I stand in the gap for the chairman of the Committee on Communications, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, and by your leave, Mr. President, I will lay the document on the report of the Committee on Communications on the nationwide toll-free emergency number Establishment Bill 2021, SB 583. I seek your permission, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, distinguished Senator Deji Biobarakuma. You may second, please.
President, once again, my name is Biodun Olujimi. I represent Ekiti South, and this is the report of the Committee on Communications on the nationwide toll-free emergency number, Establishment Bill 2021, SB 583. Mr. President, distinguished senators, the Senate at its plenary session on Wednesday, 21st April 2021, read the nationwide toll-free emergency number Establishment Bill 2021, SB 583, the second time, and referred same to this committee for further legislative action and to report back with its recommendations. The committee embarked on the following legislative framework after a series of meetings. 1. Consultation with stakeholders on the justification of the establishment of the toll-free emergency number. 2. Conduct of a public hearing. 3. Consideration of the contributions. 3. Consideration of the contributions by distinguished senators at the second reading of the bill. And 4. Consideration of other contributions that would assist the committee in the discharge of its assignments. The main objectives of the bill are to establish a nationwide toll-free emergency number as the primary emergency telephone number for use in Nigeria and to implement a nationwide system for the reporting of it.
Chief Whip, did you say Order 5610? You may read Order 5610, please. Distinguished
colleagues, the objectives of the bill, the main objectives are to establish a nationwide toll-free emergency number as the primary emergency telephone number for use in Nigeria and to implement a nationwide system for the reporting of emergencies to emergency service agencies. 2. To establish 191 as the emergency number of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to enable Nigerians have access to emergency service agencies for quick and timely response to all forms of emergency situations, such as road accidents, fire outbreaks, burglary, and medical emergencies. To guarantee efficient and effective emergency response system that will provide a single point of contact for assistance in any emergency situation, and to vest the Nigerian Communications Commission with the responsibility of supervising, managing, and implementing the bill as its provisions. Mr. President, permit me to go to the legislative summary. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, this legislative summary highlights further inputs made on the provisions of the bill by the committee. The long title is changed to accommodate the establishment of a nationwide emergency communication service for reporting of emergencies throughout the Federation. Clause 2, purpose of the bill. The established nationwide emergency service is to be charged with the responsibility of deployment and coordination throughout Nigeria of a seamless, ubiquitous, and reliable end-to-end infrastructure for emergency needs. Clause 3, emergency number. The emergency number is now 112 instead of 191, as 112 has already been deployed by the Nigerian Communications Commission. Clause 4, emergency services. This clause was amended to align with other provisions of the bill. Clause 5, administration of the bill. This clause was amended to vest the Nigerian Communications Commission with the responsibility of formulating regulations and guidelines for the workings of the nationwide emergency communications service. Clause 6, responsibilities of the Nigerian Communications Commission. The clause broadens the responsibilities of the implementing agency to not only cover telephone, but to include all communication systems. Clause 7, personnel. This clause was amended to reflect that the staff of the Nigerian Communications Commission shall manage the activities of the nationwide emergency communication service. Clause 11, prohibition respecting vexatious calls. This clause expands the coverage of telephone to include mobile telecommunication services, as most people no longer use fixed telephone lines. Clause 12, offenses and penalties. The offenses were expanded and penalty increased to deter offenders. Clause 14, signet number and streets. This clause was deleted in order not to create a conflict in its implementation and enforcement, since the provision falls within the constitutional power of states and local governments. Clause 15, interpretation. The meaning of commission was added to indicate the Nigerian Communications Commission. Findings. From the presentations and deliberations at the public hearing and a subsequent analysis of the provisions of the bill in our markup sessions, the committee made the following findings. 1, that stakeholders are unanimous in their support for the passage of this bill. 2, that the adoption of 112 as the sole emergency number for Nigeria, as opposed to several existing helpline numbers for varying emergency situations, as is obtainable at the moment, will eradicate the confusion associated with determining which helpline numbers to call. 3, that citizens can easily learn, memorize, and remember 112 when in distress situation. Flowing from the presentations made during the public hearing and the foregoing findings, the Senate Committee on Communications, to which the bill was referred, having favorably considered same, recommends as follows: that the Senate do consider and pass the bill for an act to establish the nationwide emergency communication service for the reporting of emergencies throughout the Federation and for other related matters, 2021, SB 583. I so move. In conclusion, we wish to use this opportunity to thank the President of the Senate and our distinguished colleagues for the opportunity to serve in this capacity and to humbly commend the passage of the bill to the Senate. Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues.
Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Communications on the nationwide toll-free emergency number establishment bill 2021 and approved as follows: long title as recommended, clauses as recommended, interpretation as recommended, short title as recommended, explanatory memorandum as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Leader of the Senate.